Hi everyone, how are you guys? I figured I'd go ahead and do a video today, and my videos will just be sporadic for now, and let's see what the spirit comes and tells me. I started thinking about people that, or myself, when I was in situations in life where I was very unhappy. I was in situations in life where I had a job. In all the jobs that I've had, I always had one person that always made me come home crying. It never failed. And all the times, by the time I left that job, that person was my best friend. Why? Because I stuck through it. I was like, all right, this is what the universe. I remember one time I started a job. Okay, I like to manifest jobs, especially if it seems like it's hard or out of my reach. I'll manifest it. I was an inventory manager for a dealership, and I had a salesman at the beginning would make me cry. I was a salesperson there, and the first week I would come home crying like, I can't do this, I can't do this. And by the time I left, I was an inventory manager. I had an own office. I manifested my own office. I manifested my promotion. By the time I left, people would come to my office and just sit there and talk to me, and like asking me for advice. And I manifested every journey, every second of that job. I always would look from the job that I was in. I would always look in that dealership and say, I wonder how it is working for a dealership. And boom, I landed a dealership within 2 years. The same dealership that I would look at. Like, I wonder what it is working from there. And I saw an ad. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I submitted my resume, and I got the job. And it was a very battle. It was a battle because, working with commission, I was like, no, I can't do that. No. And then I was like, I'd rather be a manager. So I manifested my inventory manager position. And yeah, that came with a lot of responsibilities, but I learned it. Same thing with the lawyer. After that, I had my baby. I was home, and I said, I'm going to manifest a stay-at-home job. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to manifest a stay-at-home job. I never had a stay-at-home job, but I did it. And that job was so amazing. I was earning, I don't mean to gloat, but I was earning $1,500 a week. And I left it. Why? Because it wasn't me. Yeah, money is all grand and dandy, and a lot of people are going to be like, you what? You left a job making that much money from your own house? Yeah, I did. Because the spirit, when it's up to you to do a certain thing, the spirit is gonna just, yeah, you're gonna go through it a little bit. Just like in a relationship. Yeah, the relationship is gonna start out beautiful, but once you guys have these little issues and the spirit keeps telling you, yo, that's not the girl for you, or yo, that's not the man for you, it's gonna eventually end because your king or queen is waiting for you. That's happened to me. I was in a previous relationship. I was in a previous marriage, and it was miserable. And I would tell myself, this is not where I want to be. But there was some times where you would fight it and you'd be like, no, I'm gonna, but it's not where you're supposed to be. So you can't get attached to a lot of things in life because those things are just there to teach you lessons. They're not really your destination. When it comes to manifestation, all you have to do is want it. But you have to want it from your heart. You have to want it from deep inside to get it. And then you get it. Well, Jasenia, how do I do that? I have my bills I need to pay. I have my rent that's due. Here's what I do. I just relax. I let it go. Because the same way that I created myself in my mom's womb for 9 months, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't saying, damn, I gotta make an eye here and I gotta make an arm here. I wasn't. So why do you stress about the minute things in life? Why do you stress about your rent when you are a star seed? You are from out of this world and you're stressing about your rent. Hey, if rent is coming up and you don't have the rent money, and trust me, I've been there so many times where you're like, well, I'm going to be out in the street. Let it go. And just breathe and know that everything is going to be okay. Everything. And I'm speaking from experience because I've been in situations where it's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to get myself out of this. But what do I do? What's my system? What's my secret? My secret is believing with so much faith that nothing can deteriorate my faith. You know, you might have some days where you're like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to just seclude myself. I want to just lock myself in my room. Go ahead and do it. But don't allow yourself to get depressed. Lock yourself in the room, turn off all your devices, and start writing. What is bothering me? Why is my spirit telling me to be alone right now? What do I need to change? If you're having relationship issues, yeah, it might be the other person because we all been there in a relationship where it's not you. You try everything. You try to make this person so happy and it's not working. Well, in that situation, analyze it. Give yourself 7 days. I always tell my clients 7 days. And what I do with my clients is I walk them through a 7-day fast. Yeah, a 7-day fast. And what do we do in those 7 days? We fast and we detoxify ourselves from everything. And that is a whole cleaning regimen that I impose. And I'm telling you, after those 7 days, you think so much better. And I've done it. You know, and it's just getting into yourself, going inside and be like, nothing can scare me from my own self. You know, I am so much more than just a job. Because if you lose a job, they instill fear in you. You know, I grew up in an old school fashion home. Don't lose your job because that's your job. No. If you work hard every day and you wake up and you're unhappy in that position, analyze it. Analyze what makes you unhappy. I am so blessed that every job that I had, I always had someone giving me hell. And after I left those jobs, they would end up being my friends. Why? Because those people are not giving you problems because of you. Those people are making your life a living hell because their life's a living hell. They're not happy with the way they look. They're not happy with the way they live. They're not happy. So you can't just engulf that. You can't just eat it up and say, oh, this person's giving me hell. I'm just miserable. No. Get away from everything, even if it's just for a day, and write it down. What is making me unhappy? My family. What is my family doing to make me unhappy? And what am I doing to make them unhappy? Because just like you have feelings, the other person has feelings too. So instead of like going tit for tat at it, put yourself in your shoes first of all and be like, all right, here's my issue. I'm a little arrogant sometimes. I'm a little jealous, baby. You know, that's your issue. Write out your issues. Don't let anyone tell you what's wrong with you because you know what's wrong with yourself. Okay? You don't need anyone else telling you what's wrong with yourself. What you need is you need to come to grips with who you are and just say, look, I have a hot temper. What can I do? I used to hate it when people would tell me, tú tienes raíces de amargura. And that in Spanish is saying that you have roots of anger inside. It's my baby. Hi. Say hi. Say hi. Anyways, manifest what you want to manifest, but don't ever let anyone put in your head that you have no control of your life. Because no matter how hard it gets, things will always get so much better.